Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Danny Shay here, doing a little tarot, current events, and a little spiritual in the beginning. So, thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel, liking, and subscribing. Before I get into the current events, which I'm going to talk about Smirnov. Yeah, maybe we need to start drinking more. And that's not his name, but it's close to it. I have it written down. Alexander Smirnov, or whatever. He was the FBI informant that had all the dirt on Joe Biden, and he was lying. So I want to read on that. Also, that Gofundme thing for Trump. I looked into that a little bit. Yee. Okay, we got some things to talk about there. But before we get into that, I want to thank you guys for supporting the channel and how you do that. And somebody, I'm not going to mention names, Bonnie, thank you. So she sent me some crystals from the Rock Shop. The Rock Shop, I think it's called the Rock Shop. I have a card somewhere. Hang on, I gotta go get it. It is called, well, it's Jen Bushman's site. Yeah, it's the Rock Shop. JenBushman.com. You may know Jen Bushman by her name, Jen's World, but she changed it. So, Jen Bushman. Anyway, thank you so much. They're really, they have a really great energy to them. I also got this little worry stone, which is a little worrisome to me because it's like, what, me worry? You think I worry? But I do worry about the health of the planet. So what I did is I put my peace, and Hopi means peace, and it's on the world. So that's what I thought I'd use my worry stone for, because I'm worried about it. All right, let's just take a look at, I'm going to drop this down again so you can see before I clean it up. Speaking of cleaning up, I think I need to clean up my table. Look how many crystals I got in this. Yikes, yikes, yikes. And I think, I mean, I don't know a lot about crystals. I have a book. I have a deck of cards on them. I'm worrying. I'm doing my worry stone right now. So I would imagine that some crystals, the energy enhances, some repels, kind of like a magnet. I don't really know, but I go by feel with it a lot, and I feel I need to clean up my table a little bit. All right, but let's get to some cards. So I'm using my Lakota Sweat Lodge deck. We have a full moon coming up. We have this planetary aspect in the sky, Chiron, and that is that's affecting us in certain ways. I think that is asking us to pay attention to things that we may not want to look at. Now I'm really rubbing this stone. This is really nice. I like it. I didn't know I was going to like it so much. Because why? Me worry? Ah. Anyway, getting back to the energy that I'm sensing here. There is a sense of right and wrong, of this is the way it should be versus this is the way it should be. And the messages that I've been getting on a personal level are, there is no right and wrong with this. It's just energy that is. And when we can come together with different beliefs without judgment, and I don't have this figured out by any means at all, but if we can come together without judgment, then we're going to be in a higher vibrational state that will allow us to have more Hopi on the earth. And well, I don't think, I know that's true, but I'm not sure how to figure that out in today's climate. I'm still at a lower level thought process, but something's coming up where I feel like I'm going to be able to shed some of those labels, some of those judgments, I guess. Okay, let's look at what the cards say. So I've laid these out in the 4 directions. This will be east. This is, and again, this is very simplistic, just because I want to get into the current events of things. But if we just look at the gracefulness of the swan, the beauty of the swan, as we face the east, the new sunset, here we go, the duality of things, the new sunrise. Certainly, as the sun rises, we need to let go of the evening, of the darkness. Ooh, I like that. Thank you. That was a good one. Whoever was yakking in my head on that, that was good. As the sun rises, we need to let go of the darkness. Find the beauty in things as we start taking off, as we start soaring. In the south, there is this grounding principle, the earth. I didn't even look at what the book says about this card. And with these Sweat Lodge cards, with the Sacred Path cards, I always refer to the book because it's their knowledge that they're sharing. And even though I have an intuitive sense of what it is, I get so much more when I pay attention to the book. Also, the galactic cards, the same thing. Tarot, that's mainly intuitive, but I did study that for years, so I probably forgot more than I remember. However, earth, grounding, also the abundance of earth. Be grateful for the abundance that we get on this planet. In the West, normally that's my forgiveness, my water place, and this may be a water spider, who knows? But there's a fear associated with this. What are we afraid of? What are we afraid to step into and face our fears? Especially in the north with this card, the woman with 2 faces. So there's this duality that we have to look at. I'm going to lift this up again. There's this duality that we have to look into, that we are going to be facing, that we are facing, that we are hiding away from. Oh no, that's scary. I don't want to look at the dark side. But there is something about letting go of the fear, letting go of the night, and letting go of the judgment of what we think we should have, could have, would have been. And I think of my hillbilly brother letting go of the judgment of what he believes. That's what he believes. And even though I find it kind of crazy, because it's a little two-faced for me, and that's what I struggle with. How do I let it go when I feel like it's you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. How does that even happen? Talking out of both sides of your mouth. You only have the front side, right? Huh. We're in goofy times. And here we are. Woohoo! All right. I really need to clean up my table because I don't have room to throw cards. I'll just be yakking. But I do have my worry stone. I'm worried about what these readings are going to be. All right, let me pull out my notepad. I'm always amazed. Look, I'm always amazed at how much stuff I write down in my notepad. And this is my current event notepad. This is just my reading notepad. And I go, oh my gosh, I'm going to need to get a new notepad pretty soon. Well, how cool is that? One down, opening up a whole new chapter. Still have a few pages in this chapter, so we'll see. All right. We'll take these in order. The FBI informant. This guy is named Alexander Smirnov, not Smirnov, the vodka, but Smirnov. And he was smearing things all over the place. And the Republicans, the impeachment Republicans, were saying this is the smoking gun, what this guy was smearing all over the place. This is the smoking gun that we have to impeach Joe Biden. We got it. This is it. And then Special Counsel Weiss, I think that's his name, found out that this guy was lying. And from what I'm reading, the DOJ who was investigating was saying it was comical about this guy's lies. I mean, it was so easy to catch. Yet the Republicans just grabbed onto it. Sean Hannity talked about it like close to 100 times, I think 80 something plus, I don't know. But they're not backing away from it. Why aren't they backing away from it, you may ask? Well, because they're on vacation. We don't have anything going on. Let's take a little vacay. Yeah, where are you going? Cancun? Nah. Okay. So, when I read this, I went, oh, the Republicans are going to have a field day. They're going to say that they were duped. They're going to say the FBI, Christopher Wray, was lying to them, was trying to make them look bad. Because what I read was that the impeachment Republicans were trying to get Christopher Wray to give them this information. Wray was going, I'm not giving you this information. And I'm thinking he was going, because we don't have all the information yet. We think this guy might be lying. He didn't say that. He just kept quiet. But he said, I'm not giving it to you. So now I think the Republicans are going to go, oh, you knew this and you're just trying to make us look bad and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to use my fountain deck. This fountain deck, for me, it's very sharp. It's all talking about the steel. And again, this guy, the smearing guy, he was still working on lies and stealing for the 2024 election. So he's still working that pretty hard, according to the reports that I read. So, how are the Republicans going to well, let's just look at Alexander Smirnov. And I'm probably still mispronouncing it. Let's just get the 411 on this guy. Is is he really the did he really lie to the FBI? Is it a big deal? Did he really lie? Really? Is he worried? Does he need my worry stone? I'm not giving it to him. So, Smirnov. Let's go. Ooh, I had my cards upside down. Ooh, Smirnov. 411. What's up with you? Oh my gosh. Look, my cards are all. What did I do? I really wish that I had a pause button. Okay. I don't. So I'm using my iPad, and it doesn't have a pause button on the video. It's the 411 on you. Spreading lies. Is that true? 411. Ooh. 4 cups. He's being offered something. It's just the 411 on him at this current moment. The Magician. Queen of Coins. 6 of Wands. Star of Hope. Let me just keep going with this because it seems like what's going on with this guy? Ooh, he's got the Ace of Wands in the final position. I think he's going. Ooh. Okay, now I got a clearer picture. Yikes! Let's drop this down, and y'all can see what I've been looking at. Here we go. So we have the 4 cups being challenged by the Magician. So to me, this is, I think the DOJ is going to be offering him, I think he's going to be offered something so that he can change his story. This may be like a huge reveal. Ooh, I like that word. Magician. Huge reveal. Yes. We have the Queen of Pentacles at the base of this. So a lot of money being transferred. This feels like, and especially in this deck, it feels like a lot of dark money because it's a darkish card. 6 of Wands in the past. Okay, so this deck, this guy looks like he's being roasted. So it's riding in as a winner, the 6 of Wands. So it's, having success. It's doing a lot of the, it's a positive card. But in this deck, it looks like he got a little too close to the fire. At the top of the reading is the Star of Hope. This is some kind of illumination from the darkness of this Queen of Coins. So I think some light is going to come out of the dark. And this guy, Alexander Smirnov, he's got a choice to make, this 2 of Wands. And he wanted something worldly to come into play, but I'm still being drawn down to just the money thing. But there was some information that he was sharing that really was not balanced. And you look at this, those chopsticks, wands, are not balanced at all. That one, that's pretty balanced. It's all about the 2 of Cups all about like this communion, this partnership, but it's a little dark and it's a little out of reach. He thought he was in a partnership. He was working really hard, the Seven of Pentacles, in trying to manipulate information, hopes and fears, the Queen of Wands. And you see the little cat back there at her feet. So there is something that he wasn't really prepared for. Let's just put it that way. He got caught. Boom. Fred Flintstone card. This looks like it, the sword of truth. It looks like a double-edged sword. But it's the Ace of Wands. It's the Fred Flintstone card. It's bam. He got smacked. And it was a slicey dicey thing. I mean, it wasn't blunt force. It was more of, I'm going to lift it up. It was more of a precision type cut in the investigation on how this worked out. And so as it became clearer and clearer, he is going to face some judgment. It was all about his ties to the devil, the addiction quality card. And I'm always thinking this is a rebirth card. Something is going to come to light here. Something got squished. In other decks, you know, the death card squishes the king. This is a horse in the middle of the night, moving on, bringing it's not so much in this deck bringing forth light. The truth is at the bottom. The light is at the bottom, and the top part is what's going to be exposed. So he was tied to the devil with his information, with Russia, with whoever, the oligarchs. I can't believe that Putin has that much control over what's going on. I don't think he is well enough. Maybe at a different time stream he could have done it. But I think now, you know, as these guys get too old, they rely on these younger people to set this up. Younger evil energies. And is it so much evil energies, or is it money energies? So let's take a look at the Republicans. The impeachment Republicans, I think it's James Comer, and who's the wrestling guy, big mouth wrestling guy that's always screaming. When I say that, I just flip back to the card of the two swans. I'm like, oh, he could just go away. It'd be all peaceful and quiet. We wouldn't have to listen to him scream. Okay. What are the Republicans going to think? What are the Republicans? How are they going to respond to this? Oh, that should be fun. How are the Republicans going to respond to this? Because I just, you know, I feel like they're in this own little world, and they're not looking at anything outside of, you know, their sphere. Let's see what we got. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Speaking of in their little bubble, Six of Cups, going back to a simpler time. Yeah, they want to go back to a simpler time. But this is the Maxwell Smart card for me. Remember the Conus Islands? Yeah. And I mean, he was the first guy that came up with a cell phone in his shoe. Donald Trump is selling cell phones. He's going to get in trouble for that because people think that they're buying shoes. Oh my gosh, I'm so smart. No, not that smart. Smart ass. Oh, okay. Six of Cups, going back to a simpler time. They're in this little bubble. They're in their own little delusional bubble that they're not seeing. But they will. They got the Chariot. Things are moving on. Are they moving on? I can't help but think that this election, if we can get some election integrity in it, right now Congress is not funding any money for election security. And you may ask, well, Danny, why not? Oh, because they're on vacay. Come on. They work really hard for their money. Donna Summers, working hard. All right. At the base of the reading, the Hierophant. Somebody is looking into this. It's not the Republicans. This is all about the Republicans. Because why aren't the Republicans looking at this, Danny? Because they're on vacation. How many times do I have to say it? In the past is the money. The top of the reading is the suspension. And you may, because they're on vacation. That's why they're upside down. They're on vacation. But Nine of Swords is coming at him. So normally this is a card where you wake up in the middle of the night and you're really worried. This guy, he's just in dark. It looks like his, whoa, look at how big his hand is. Wow. Never noticed that before. I don't know if you could see that. Look how big his hand is. But they have multiple swords pointing at him from the government. The government opened up this box of whoop ass and it's coming after them. And maybe just because the government opened it up, maybe this is the voters, because I can't not see that the voters are seeing this and going, this isn't right. But as soon as I said that, then I think about the next topic I'm going to read on, the Gofundme. So they're trying to figure out a way on how to spin this. And because they see all the stuff that they did, all the things that they said is now just a house of cards. It's just lying. They got to move away from it. Chariot. So let me use another deck. What is the spin that the Republicans are going to use? Another witch hunt? I mean, can't they come up with something different? I'm really tired of hearing that. But obviously it works. What spin are the Republicans going to come up with? Ooh, they're going to come up with something new. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. This is also a new truth. Are they? Do you think that they're coming and having a come to Jesus moment and go, we see the light? Sun card. Oh my God. At the base of the reading. Nine of Wands. Oh my gosh, getting beat up a little bit, getting beat up. Ooh, ooh, really beat up. Really beat up. Okay, these cards are goofy. Well, could be the reader. Let me just throw them out real quick. And okay. Well, the final card I got is the moon card. So it's like, what else is coming out of the water? Let me drop this down. This is the Deviant Moon deck. Very deviant. So we have a new truth, and it's being shown, it's being illuminated. And I think this is the Smirnov illumination. They're getting beat up with it. This is the Nine of Wands. They're still standing, but, well, in this deck, he's sitting down. He's like, yikes. Yikes, what the hell happened? How come Sean Kennedy didn't vet that? He's a reporter. Oh, heartbreak. Oh my gosh. But they're going to spin it. They're going to spin it. They're going to create some illusion out of it. However, it's not right away. And you may ask, Danny, why aren't they like fixing this right away? Because they're on vacation. You guys get sick of me saying that? All right. Internally, they have the Three of Cups. And you go, Danny, how can they be celebrating? Because they're on vacation. And it feels like they're in Cabo. At the top of the reading, I mean, in the external position is the Seven of Cups. This is the illusion. This is the delusion. This is, let's try to make something happen out of this. Hopes and fears. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. The hope is that they can raise some new money off of this. The fear is, ooh, they're going to lose even more money. Okay. The final outcome, and again, this Ace of Pentacles can be projects. It doesn't necessarily need to be money, but, and it is a dragon. There's some unknown stuff that's coming out with this. This new start. We have the giving and receiving. The Six of Pentacles. The sharing information. We have the Seven of Pentacles, which is tending to the money trail, but a lot of times this tree is not very healthy in normal decks. Well, in any deck. And then we have the shadow side, the moon side. So they're going to spin it. They don't know how they're spinning it because they're on vacation. They're upside down, probably drinking way too much, going out on a boat, fishing, and creating all sorts of illusion, delusion. I know, different card, but it's the Magician. And it's the moon card, so they're going to create something that really doesn't make too much sense. Uh-oh, did that shock anybody? The Republicans are going to be talking about something that really doesn't make too much sense? Harumph. Okay, where are we? 34 minutes. Let's look at, so as we wrap that up, this is just going to be another cluster. It's, you know, there's going to be a lot of truth to this. It's going to embarrass them a little bit. They're going to want to go back. They're going to want to insulate themselves from the noise of this. Let's see what the Democrats are going to do with this. Are they going to keep pouncing I don't know if that's the right word. Let's use different deck. I'm going to use Fountain deck again. Are the Democrats going to keep their message really, really strong with it? When I look at the Democrats, and I go, who's going to be the voice of the Democrats? Is it Joe Biden? Certainly his voice, his record is super strong. His voice isn't that strong to my ear. It sounds weak. His actions, super strong. I'm a huge Biden supporter. Huge. So don't jump on me for saying that his voice is weak, because it is. Do I think he's sharp? Yeah. Yeah. Do I think he's sharp enough to be the president? Well, look at the alternative. Yeah. Yeah. People say that when they have a meeting with him that they better be really prepared. I think that was a prepared answer. But I do think they need to be prepared. I mean, I wouldn't go into Joe's office without being prepared. Yeah. What would you say if you could go into Joe's office? What would you sit down and say, Joe, can I give you some advice? He'd go, yeah, I'd love to hear it. What do you got for me? What would you say? Okay. How are the Democrats? What kind of traction will they get out of this? Let's just see what. Oh, sorrow. 5 of Cups. Loss. 2 of Wands. Didn't we get that with Smirnov guy? 2 of Wands. I mean, it's just sad for the country. I mean, that we're being duped by the misinformation, and it's just not the right. It's all of us. We get duped by these Russian trolls, scams and stuff. They're so good at it that we think that we're getting the right information, and we're not, which is why it's so important to discern this information for ourselves, really do some research, and please, talking to my Republican hillbilly sister, and you go, hey, you never talked about your Republican hillbilly sister before. There's a reason. But she's getting duped all the time, and she used to be really, really smart. She would be the one that would tell my dad, Dad, what are you doing? My dad would get sucked into that all the time. I just found out I won $10,000. Dad, no. Luckily, we were living in a small town, and the Western Union person would call up my sister-in-law and go, Dad's here again. She'd go, So my sister-in-law would run down, pick up the check. The Western Union took it. I don't know if this is legal or not, but took the check and then gave it back to my sister-in-law. And I'm sure it's not legal, but it was the right thing to do. Then my sister-in-law bought like new microwaves. And, no, I'm kidding. All right. Democrats, what are you doing? What are you doing? Having a little squirrel moment here. Don't mind me. Okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. Democrats, how you working? Ooh. Okay. Wow. Alrighty. Alrighty. One more. Ooh. This could be interesting to see how they work this. It's all about laws. It's all about the information that they were getting from the Two of Wands guy, which is the Alexander Smirnov. I'm trying to pronounce his name right. Trying. That disinformation, the two pieces of information that were being juggled, one's really true, one's not true, that kind of stuff. The Empress card is at the bottom. The Empress a lot of time is the Russian information card. In the past, as it relates to this, is the Joe Biden card. So the Democrats are protecting Joe Biden a little bit by exposing this misinformation, right? Because this was all about the impeachment, and it goes much deeper, though, than just the impeachment of it. So at the top of the reading is the Knight of Cups. This Knight of Cups in this deck, it's a little shadowy, it's a little dark, but whatever is in the cup, in the crown chakra, is going to be coming out. So the truth is there. He may not be just letting it out quite yet. However, boom, King of Wands. This is, the Democrats aren't going to let this up. They're just going to go bam. And maybe it's one big thing versus a lot of them, because it's not like, the Eight of Wands where it's like one big shock wave. Internally, they're balancing out how they're going to work the story. How do we do this? Externally, they're putting the last piece of the puzzle together with it. The hopes and fears are they don't get burned, but they ride in as a winner. And the final outcome is they are going to expose the truth. So this is probably like a Penn and Teller magician. Let me show you how we did that. Ace of Cups, new emotional start. I like that we have the King of Cups in there as well. The mature, calm voice of reason and a new way of looking at that calm and reason. And, I wish I could have gotten another new card. Boom, the Fool. Starting off on a new journey. It feels to me like the Democrats, in their response, is going to be very calculated. It's going to be measured. They are not flying off the handle with this just yet, but they are going to create a reveal. And it's not an illusion, but they are going to reveal something with that Magician card that is going to bring some invigoration. Reinvigoration? Okay. So, yeah, I think they're going to do something with this. Good. Let's look at the Gofundme site. I was thinking about bringing out my Pumpkinhead doll or my hillbilly brother, and my wife was looking at the little troll hillbilly brother. And she goes, "Would you hide that thing? I don't even want to look at it anymore." It's true. I'm just inundated. I don't want anything to do with this guy. The challenge, though, is that I feel like I need to have enough information that I can push back on some of the other people I come across who are maybe willing to listen. The hardcore MAGAs, I'm not touching them. But the ones that may be on the fence, that are maybe getting tired of his antics, maybe I can chip away a little bit. And it's, it's just not me, it's everybody. And so that's why I think we need to be a wee bit informed. So let's get informed on this Gofundme thing. And when I first heard about it, I went, is that for his sneakers? I couldn't even believe he's hawking sneakers and perfume. I was really surprised it wasn't foot deodorant for his sneakers. People don't see the grift. They don't see it. No, they don't. GoFundMe says they don't. I would love for a Democrat to start pushing back as hard as he's pushing his lies. Nikki Haley is starting to do that, but again, for me, she needs to address why she went with him in the first place. And is she still going to vote for him? So now she's pushing back and she's saying she's staying with it. She doesn't have to kiss the ring. But is she still going to vote for him? She needs to, grow a pair. That's probably going to get me in trouble. All right. She's just a little too wishy-washy for me. However, if it were between her and Trump, her 100% of the way. 100%. Okay. GoFundMe. I'm going to use my Deviant Moon deck. So the GoFundMe guy. This was made up by an actress. This actress's name was Elaine Lyons. And she is married. I don't know if she goes by Elaine Lyons or if she goes by the name Elaine Lyons Cardone. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Cardone, Cardone. And she is married to Grant Cardone, who is a real estate developer down in Florida. He's got he's supposed to be a billionaire, and he is on the talk circuit, self-help, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, is this like a Tony Robbins type guy, getting out there talking in front of everybody? I used to be in real estate, so I would go to these seminars and get all pumped up so you could go out and get beat up in the real estate world to come back to go sit in a conference and kind of be brainwashed a little bit. And it was a little bit of brainwashing. It is, you felt good leaving it. You felt really recharged going out and doing good work, going out and putting in the energy to do the work of facing tons and tons of rejection. So, is that what he was? So I looked into it. Nah, he's also a Scientologist. Now, not getting into Scientology at all, I had a friend who was a Scientologist, and had is the operative word there. And I really liked this guy. He was down to earth. He was short, sharp, succinct in his communication, in his comms. And there was something about him, a communication that said, you are responsible for your actions. You are responsible to pull yourself up and be a better person. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, why is a Scientologist trying to bail out this other billionaire? I don't know. Trump says he doesn't need any money. He's a billionaire. So why is he selling tennis shoes? Where are the tennis shoes made? China. What is the average age of the person making these tennis shoes? Oh, well, we won't concern ourselves with that. Okay. This guy. So the GoFundMe. Okay, that was a 5-minute rant on that. This GoFundMe guy. This whole thing. I go, they're going to get in trouble. And then I looked at it and I go, well, I don't know if they are. My gut instinct says the IRS is going to come get them. And maybe that's just because the IRS is coming after them for fraud in the New York case. And so the woman who's starting this, what's her name? Elaine. She starts talking about he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't hurt anybody. And, even though some of the banks got hurt, but he paid his loans back. And I'm thinking to myself, so you can commit a crime as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. It's a crime to drink and drive. That's what popped into my head. And as long as you don't hurt anybody, it's okay. Let's have a whole bunch of drunken drivers out there. Yeah, until it's not. Until somebody loses a life or a limb. Yikes, somebody falls out. Oh, I think I'm reading these. In reverse too. So I need to be ready for that. Okay, let's just look at this GoFundMe thing. Is this going to... That was a nasty correlation. I could have used an easier one. But still. GoFundMe. What is this going to bite? Is this going to bite those people who set it up? Is this going to bite Trump? Is he going to have to pay a big, huge tax bill on it? Because when I looked at it, it says, no, you don't. It's a gift. You don't need to pay tax on it because it's under a certain amount. But if you're using it for something else, then maybe. So he's using it for his legal expenses. So maybe. We get the Four of Wands with this. So it's a celebration. Okay, yeah, got it. Okay, it's the beginning of a celebration. It's being challenged by the Queen of Cups in reverse. So it looks like it's something good. Oh yeah, we're doing this good, but there's some kind of underhandedness with it. At the base of the reading, here they are in Cabo again, fishing on a boat, celebrating, drinking a little too much, pouring, looks like a margarita on her head. Yeah, this almost feels like a little bit of a false celebration, like there is in this card. The Four of Wands could be a little false celebration. In the past, as it relates, is the battle, is the fighting, is that the court cases that he lost. This is going towards GoFundMe. The illusion, delusion that, oh yeah, he's going to get out of this. Ooh. And then in the potential near future, the Nine of Wands. This is a little sad card. The Nine of Wands to me is somebody who's still standing, getting a little beat up. But this one, I mean, look at the lip. The lip's hanging out. It's like, well, all right. Ooh. Ace of Wands in the internal position. This is bringing forth a new idea, taking care of her own. And in the external position, we have the Page of Pentacles, bringing forth money, an opportunity, a way to, this is the Gofundme, to create more money. But it's slow. It's a slow moving. No, I'm sorry. I have to read. Page is not the slow moving. That's the Knight of Wands. This is just the beginning. Let's set up this GoFundMe. Let's, he's got wrenches. He's building it. Okay. Hopes and fears are that the bed bug isn't going to get him. The Knight of Wands. He's hoping that more information is not going to come forth that might scare them. And the final outcome is the Ten of Pentacles, the family money. This is everybody coming in together to give money into the GoFundMe. Why am I thinking about Build the Wall with Steve Bannon? Let's get a clarification on this, as I always do, because it's a chess game. And this guy down here is stealing a piece off the board. So it's like, oh, you're not really playing with a full deck? Something missing? Oh, the Knight of Swords in reversed. It's not the right time yet. Things are going to be coming to light, but not quite yet. And the King of Pentacles is upside down. With the Five of Pentacles right side up. There is somebody looking at how they're making this money. The King of Pentacles, even if it was right side up, you can see, the Mr. Potter type energy in this King of Pentacles. It's like, I don't care. Whatever it takes, I'm going to make money. Whatever it takes. That the guy, the husband, who is the father, who is it? Hang on. Grant Cardone. He goes, I would be embarrassed as a husband, a father, and a human being if I made less than $400,000 a year. I wouldn't be embarrassed as a human being. That's this King of Pentacles energy. It's upside down. That's not what makes a human being money. That's not what makes a husband money or a father. If you're too busy making money and you don't have time to spend with your kids, you are an embarrassment. That's not the Scientology way. Let's get clear on that. All right. Somebody's looking into their money, and this is loss. I don't see it ending well. It's going to go fine, 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 fine. And then it's going to, we got the Sun card, illumination, and it's not happy illumination. It's like, ooh, that's no good. Three of Swords. Ow. The New Journey is upside down. Wheel of Fortune. They think they got this. They don't. It's all upside down. Okay. Wow, almost an hour. Yikes. For those of you who are still here, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you sticking around. And for those of you who are still here, the third person that I read that says, I'd like a free reading, I will give you a free reading. I am doing, and you've got to do it on the community page. So you got to go onto the website, go to the community page. Third person. I'm doing it because I want to do some experimentations with past lives, galactic lives and how they intersect, different time streams intersect with this current awareness that we have. I'm not quite sure how to do it, so it's going to be fun. I will read on something traditional, and then we'll, big ring in the ear, and then we'll get off into fun land. So if you want to do that, if you're still watching, if you're still listening, go to the community page and just say, let's play. That's the key word. Let's play. All right. Peace and love, y'all. Bye-bye.